was a gifted ice hockey goalie in Canada before deciding to be an actor and moving to LA, where his big breakout role was as a time-travelling dude in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's now one of Hollywood's biggest and most versatile names, starring in everything from independent classics to blockbusters like Speed and the Matrix trilogy, which was shot in Australia and saw Keanu spend 2 years getting fond of our waves and our wine. He's back here to unveil his latest role as a veteran LA cop uncovering an extortion conspiracy in the action thriller Street King.
Tell us what happened, Detective.
Upon entry, I was fired upon by a suspect in the living room with a silver automatic. I returned fire. He goes down.
This is beautiful, Tommy.
Hey, whatever it takes to be a hero, anytime, any place.
Washington's had several meetings with internal affairs. The little buddy's been snitching.
Who's he giving up?
You? Gonna go in there and kill him?
No, I'm gonna ask him some questions. Then we're gonna kill him.
Please welcome Hollywood hotshot Keanu Reeves! I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable right from the get-go, but as we shook hands, I grabbed your arm. Great tries.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I know I'm still kind of responding to that kind of cartoon version of This Is Your Life.
Yeah.
Kind of like that kind of thing.
Have you ever seen yourself in as a little animated character like that?
Well, they actually did a Bill and Ted's cartoon, so yeah. That's a kind of version of that, but yeah.
Is there any ever plans to make a Bill and Ted 3?
There's been talk.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I spoke with Alex Winter about that. We thought maybe we'd do it when we were 40, and then when we got to 40, we realized how pathetic that was.
Well, yeah. Someone who'll put up his hand is Danny Bonaducci by the looks of things.
I know, that was amazing. Wow.
Hey, welcome back to the country.
Thank you very much.
Now, I feel like we should put the call out to a friend of yours who you haven't been able to track down since you got here. Mr. Hugo Weaving, should we?
Yes.
Because you're worried. You've been trying to get in contact with him.
Well, yeah, I was just hoping I'd get to see him. I'm going to Sydney tomorrow, so hopefully, you know, can catch up with him.
So, Hugo, if you're watching, we've been calling all the hospitals. We're worried sick.
Give a shout.
Keanu wants to hang out, man.
Yeah.
And so, welcome back. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Because we never really had the chance to be this close before.
But now we are.
What is going on?
Yes. No, it was great to fly in today. It was just, you know, coming to Australia, I've got so many great memories, you know, and just coming back, it was just, it was kind of like, I don't know, coming back home in a weird way. It's kind of nice.
And you're here to plug a great movie. This one's really exciting, Street Kings.
Thanks,
and because you play a gritty cop, and it's one of the darker roles I've seen you play.
Yes, it's very, very dark.
Which is interesting because I see you as being a little bit more of a hippie. Would that be true?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And my director said that about me for this role. He was like, kind of like, you know, you're all warm and fuzzy, and we have to get rid of that. So he kind of put me on a program of darkness and violence.
What does that entail?
Yeah. Well, he hooked me up with his, he worked with this martial artist guy, so I started, you know, doing some physical fighting stuff, and then ended up fighting at his house. Because he used to be in the, he was in the Navy, and so it was just, you know, we're going to fight. So
he invites you over to fight?
Yeah, so we'd go and get punched in the face by my director. And
so
then,
he says, Keanu, come on over, I want to bash you.
Yeah, and then he hooked me up with some cops, and they told me some pretty dark stories, and he was just like, I want you to kind of take in all of the darkness and horror. And I was like, okay, man, and also, here's this gun. Take this gun home and practice at home. Practice, you know, all the techniques and pieing techniques, and so then I got hooked up with this other weapons specialist and did some live fire training. So I was like doing martial arts stuff, getting beat up there, and then I was hanging out with cops telling me these dark stories and just how hard it was to live with the job and what they were doing, which they were very generous about sharing. And then shooting guns, and then it was coming to go work on the film.
Well, you
by the end of that, I was not a hippie.
You would have been bruised. You would have been bloody like you were missing teeth.
No.
Do they actually punch you?
Yeah. Yeah.
do you get to hit back? This is this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
That's what I was thinking too when I was there. I'm like, what are we doing, David? And he's just like, I want you to get into the darkness. Okay,
could have just
man.
watched a scary movie with the lights on. So
No.
when you take the gun home, so you're running around the house pretending to shoot at bad guys, because I do that anyway, but you know I'm just immature, and I just use my fingers.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah.
Well, I do the sound though.
Of course.
You did make the sound.
Yeah.
Oh! Hey, that's good.
Yeah, man, technique.
That's the real thing.
No, it's kind of funny. I mean, it was kind of funny because you're going through all the hallways and kind of pieing rooms and practicing reloads and all that good stuff. Yeah.
So do you get to do the one where you've got, you know, you go in the training thing and like cardboard people jump out? Does that actually exist?
Well, it's a little more high tech now. It's a kind of shoot, don't shoot. You have like this kind of video and they tell stories. You have a gun that's connected with lasers and hydraulics, and you know, one of the scenarios is you go into a room and like people will like come out from behind counters and like they might have a knife or they might just like have like a spoon. And it's like, you have to decide whether or not you're going to shoot them. And I did this exercise with my director, and he's like killing everybody. You know? And I'm like, I'm not shooting anybody, and he's like, come on. So
Take that spoon, man.
yeah, take this thing. You're out of here. You're out of here.
Well, because this is it's such an original role for you to play, and it was really great to see you playing this.
Thanks.
But it's almost like you've run this gamut of different roles over the years. Is there anything you haven't played that you'd like to play?
I don't know. I haven't done I want to do like a romantic musical. Like a love story.
musical?
Yeah, like a kind of, like a love story with some singing and dancing. Isn't that sweet?
Don't you?
Isn't that
Well,
just-
yeah. After a film
some
where you
killing,
get punched in the face,
well, that's
why
how it
wouldn't you?
goes. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? You do something kind of, one way and you kind of go the other way.
But can you sing and can you dance?
I have
it's
no
a real
idea.
question.
I think so. Can we all?
Because I watched that So You Think You Can Dance show before here, and a
Yeah.
lot of them, they do this body popping stuff. Someone had their face painted like a lizard tonight or something. If that's dancing, I could do that. Have you trained? Have you?
No, I did some ballroom dancing about a decade ago and stuff. So
Don't
that was
say it
fun.
sheepishly. Be proud of it.
I
So if
did
you-
some ballroom dancing 10 years ago. The foxtrot, the tango.
Could you
Awesome.
really?
The waltz.
You can do all the professional dances.
No, not at all. But you know what I mean? You get some training, you could do the same thing. Instead of having guns, you could just be doing the foxtrot. And
I would
pitch
much
it to
rather
the
that.
whole
I would
thing.
much rather you calling up saying, come over and foxtrot, rather than come over, I'm going to sock you in the gob. Hey, Keanu Reeves, would you like to win $20 in 20 seconds?
Sure.
Could you? Can you win more? I'm feeling generous.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how we go. Okay, let's start the clock. What's your middle name?
Charles.
What's the strangest gift a fan ever sent you?
Oh, I can't even say that on television.
Stop the clock. You can put it in my ear. We'll get it off air. You have start the clock. If you have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, do you ever drop by and visit it?
I have not.
You played Hamlet on stage, so which is it, to be or not to be?
Definitely to be.
After knocking back Speed...
That is the question, though, isn't it?
It is. After knocking back Speed 2, how did you feel when you saw it, honestly?
I haven't seen it.
Can you do a Keanu Reeves impression?
I'm doing one now.
The perfect one. And it's backed by popular demand. Our final question, who would you turn gay for?
Now, on the flight over to this fabulous show...
Well, hello.
Yes, the people who were working on the plane, the stewards and stewardesses, told me about this this question thing here. And they said I can win $40 if I say you. Is that cheating?
It's not cheating. The thing is, the other 20 belongs to Henry Rollins, so... But it's yours.
Well, he's a good fellow. We go way back, so we'll split it.
Sounds good. All right, here's the plug. Keanu Reeves, Street Kings, great film starring the one and only Keanu Reeves, opens around the country on Thursday. Keanu Reeves, thank you very much for
Thanks,
We'll be right back. That was great. Thank you so much.
Up next, Hamish and Andy on their way to visit our troops.
How come when you guys wear it, it looks cool, but when I wear it, I feel like a big scarecrow?
We go live to the Middle East next.